Prophet Sulaiman, peace be upon him, was one of the greatest kings and wisest prophets in history. He had control over the wind, spoke to animals, and ruled over humans and jinn. But despite his unmatched power, his life teaches us lessons far more valuable than wealth or status. Each stage of his journey holds a message for us about gratitude, wisdom, humility, hard work, and the ultimate reality of life. Lesson 1. Gratitude brings more blessings. At a young age, Prophet Sulaiman inherited the kingdom from his father, Prophet Dawood. Allah blessed him with abilities no one else had, controlling the wind, understanding the language of animals, and commanding the jinn. But instead of being arrogant, his first response was gratitude. When he saw the vastness of his kingdom, he raised his hands and made dua. My Lord, enable me to be grateful for your favor, which you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents. Gratitude attracts more blessings. No matter how much we achieve, we must recognize that everything comes from Allah. The more we thank Him, the more He gives us. Lesson 2. Wisdom over power. Prophet Sulaiman was not just a ruler, he was a just and wise judge. One of his most famous judgments came when two women approached him with a dispute. Both claimed to be the mother of a baby. Who was telling the truth? To test them, Sulaiman suggested cutting the baby in half, one part for each woman. Immediately, one woman cried out, saying she would rather give up the baby than see it harmed. Sulaiman knew only a real mother would make such a sacrifice. He handed the baby to the woman who showed mercy. True leadership is not about control, but about wisdom and justice. Real strength is using intelligence over force. Lesson 3. Humility. Despite power. Even with all his power, Sulaiman remained humble. One day, as his army marched, he overheard an ant warning its colony. "O ants, enter your dwellings lest Sulaiman and his soldiers crush you without noticing." Instead of ignoring it, he smiled and thanked Allah for his ability to understand animals. No matter how powerful or successful we become, we should always be humble. Even the smallest creatures matter, and true leadership comes with kindness. Lesson 4. Hard work is still necessary. Despite having jinn and the wind at his command, Prophet Sulaiman did not rely on miracles. He worked hard to maintain his kingdom. He oversaw the construction of massive buildings, palaces, and temples, guiding his workers and ensuring every task was done properly. One of his greatest projects was the construction of Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem. He assigned jinn and humans to work together, cutting stones, carving wood, and decorating the masjid. Even with his special powers, he did not sit back and relax. He actively participated in his work. No matter how talented or blessed we are, we cannot depend only on miracles. Hard work is necessary for success. Lesson 5. The Queen of Sheba. One of the greatest moments in Sulaiman's life was his interaction with Bilqis, the Queen of Sheba. She was a powerful and intelligent ruler, but her people worshipped the sun instead of Allah. Instead of attacking her kingdom, Sulaiman invited her with wisdom. He sent a letter saying, "It is from Sulaiman, and it says, 'In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Do not be arrogant with me, but come to me in submission to Allah.'" The queen was impressed by his intelligence and diplomacy. Instead of rejecting his message outright, she traveled to meet him in person. Sulaiman welcomed her with honor and respect. He showed her the greatness of Allah, not just through words, but through his actions. When she saw his wisdom, power, and justice, she finally said, "My Lord, indeed I have wronged myself, and I submit with Sulaiman to Allah, the Lord of the worlds." Dawah should be done with wisdom and patience, not force. The best way to invite others to Islam is through kindness and intelligence. Lesson 6. Death is the ultimate reality. Prophet Sulaiman ruled wisely for many years, but even he could not escape death. One day, while standing and overseeing his kingdom, Allah took his soul. He remained standing, leaning on his staff. His people did not realize he had passed away until a tiny termite slowly ate through his staff, causing him to fall. But when we decreed death for him, nothing indicated to them his death except a termite that ate away his staff. The moment he fell, the jinn and humans realized that even the mightiest king was powerless before Allah's decree. No matter how powerful, wealthy, or successful we become, we must prepare for the afterlife. True success is not in this world, but in what we send forward for the hereafter. Prophet Sulaiman had everything: wealth, power, wisdom. But his true greatness was in his faith, humility, and gratitude. Now ask yourself, am I living with gratitude? Do I seek wisdom over power? Am I humble despite my blessings? Am I preparing for my ultimate reality? Because at the end of the day, no matter how great we become, only those who remember Allah and act upon His guidance will truly succeed.